So now, okay, we'll see the assembly of Plummer block. Okay. So we'll go to assembly. First, get the body of the Plummer block and to the assembly screen.
So you can't see a screen, sir.
1 second. You can't see here. I've
No, sir,
shared
you have
it
not
now.
started presenting.
Yeah, you're presenting to everyone. It has come up over here. Okay.
1 second, sir.
How about others?
Okay, now I can see, sir. It
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah. Okay, all right. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Can all of you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. Okay. So we'll first get the body of the Plummer block to the assembly screen. Then we'll get the lower half of the bearing. So in the lower half of the bearing, there's one small cylindrical portion at the bottom, which should be inserted onto the body of the Plummer block. So we'll first take this curved portion so that that will be aligned with the curvature of the Plummer block. This red color region that you can see. You can zoom in, and yes, that inner surface should touch the side of the Plummer block, this flat surface. So we can right click here onto these planes and we can hide it because too many parts, too many planes will be appearing, right? So that can be made as hidden. Next, get the upper half of the body, sorry, upper half of the bearing. Align that also in the same manner. Okay, yes, then is the cap. So this cap, this inner surface curvature should be there onto the second step. So now we'll go to the bolt, square-headed bolt that should be inserted. So we'll first align it with the cylindrical hole that has been made. And then the next step is to the flat surfaces of the bolt to the flat surface of the body. So selecting the portion is very important always. This next is the lock nut. Next is the with that is the we'll align it with the bolt axis. Next comes the nut M10. So in the same way, we are going to assemble this very similar to that of the lock nut also. So make these flat surfaces of the nut to be aligned with the required portion. Then make the axis to be aligned. So do the same thing onto the other side of the plummet block also. Third segment. Kirtin ಕೇಳಿ ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೀರ್ತಿನ ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆ Yes, and the last part is to get the shaft. So assemble the shaft hole. Okay. Yes, this is the assembly, right? So now this assembly should be saved with all the other details like yeah. So till the assembly is very important. Exploded view is for it's not for from the exam point of view.
Sir, can you
Yes.
show how you did that exploded view again?
Yeah. We then go to applications, explode, render, animate. Okay. Once you click there, and then click on this first icon over here. Give a tick mark, explode. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the assembly, and next will be the how to convert this into the 2D view. Yeah. So in the very similar way as how we do it for we did it for screw jack, the procedure is same, right? So So always read the question whether they're asking for full section or front right section, right half section. So this is front right half section. So only the front side, bottom right side portion will be removed, right? So you can see that only the right half of the front view has been with section with the sectional view. Okay, with the hatch lines. Okay, so keep the front and top view on one side, and uh, uh, right. And the isometric view, as per the question, the front sectional view, then top view, and bill of materials should be there. No need of all these colorings. It's only for the recording purposes that we are doing. Right, and save this, and this should be taken as the printout, right? Okay. Uh, so, okay. So yes. So just give me 2 minutes time. So now we'll start with the machine drawing assembly. Okay, I have shared the drawing details in the WhatsApp group. So please check that so that by then I will prepare the things required for the machine drawing assembly. Okay, don't go away, just stay back. Okay. Okay, all right. Yes, so we'll continue. Right. Yeah. Right. So yes. So what is this machine wise? This machine wise, see, it's actually a holding device whenever you want to cut any material or drill a hole. So whenever even we do it on especially on machines, uh, see, there's a it's whether it's a lathe machine or a drilling machine or shaping machine, whatever it is, workpiece has to be held rigidly. Okay, something should hold it. Okay, so a machine vise will be used generally to hold the workpiece. Okay, yeah, in its position so that it does not slip away, right? Okay, we cannot hold the workpiece in hand during machining operations, right? So generally, for shaping machine, drilling machine, and even sometimes for on milling machine also, depending upon the operation and its necessary and other factors, a machine wise will be used. Right. So machine wise just looks very much similar to that. Um, yes, the photo that I shared it to you all in the WhatsApp group today, right? Okay, now we have to assemble it. Okay, for this. Now let us see the body. So totally there are 9 parts over here. Okay, so first one is the body of the machine wise, which is made up of cast iron. Then we have a movable jaw. Then there's a jaw grip, that is to the jaws. A gripper will be attached on both the jaws. Okay. Then we need a screw of M6, then a screw rod, then washer, then a nut, a lock nut, and a clamping plate also. Okay. So part number one is body of device, which is over here. Okay. So they're given for this, if you look at it, the front view, top view, and the side view. Yes. Correct? Can you see the screen, all of you? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all right. Okay. So they're given the front view, top view, and side view of the machine wise. Okay. So front and top view is here onto the left side that we can see over here. Okay. And the top view is, sorry, the side view is over here, the sectional side view. So just look in the front view, they have written with the sectional line with A and A with the arrow marks indicating in this particular place they have cut. And looking for this from the side view, the view has been obtained over here onto the right side. Okay. Now, what is the total length of this machine wise? 230 mm. Okay. The total height is 85 mm over here. Okay. And the width, total width is about 180 mm. Okay. The body of it is actually only for 154, right? Okay. Now, apart from this, what is the thickness of this? Some additional portion that is over here on both ends that we can see in the front view. This is for about 5 mm on both the ends. Okay. So, so out of 230 minus 5 and another minus 5. So total is 220 mm for the body with sorry, apart from this attachments, not attachment, that additional protrusions that is present. Okay. All right. So now, all right. So now we'll see how to do this body of the uh, machine ways. Okay. So the overall length is 220. Okay. And the width of what is the actual width for to get this rectangular portion is 100 and sorry, it is only for 100. Okay. It is only for 100. Okay. Right. So we'll do that first. So we'll go to solid part. So yes. So we'll draw the for a line for 220 mm and then for a height of 85. So we'll be trying to give the same shape as what is there in the front view. Only the outermost lines. Okay. Not all. And now after drawing the outermost shape, okay, we'll give a protrusion by extending it on both the sides equally. That is totally for a length of, sorry, for a width of 100 mm. Right, now we'll go to the side, okay, to the right hand side. Now what we are trying to do is we are going to draw this circular portion, okay, which has got a diameter. You can see here in the top view, diameter 32. Okay, the thickness of this portion is 5 mm, right? So we'll draw that. We'll draw a circle for, and it has to be placed at a particular height for which here they're given in the front view for 30 mm. Height of 30 mm and protrude it for 5 mm distance. Okay. And give a fillet 5 mm radius. We'll go to the top view. Now, if you look here in the screen, as well as even in the side view, okay, the hatchings are there only to the sides, but nothing in the center. Okay, that means it is hollow, right? So, what is the dimensions to get this hollow thing? It is for a width of 40 mm, and on one end 15 mm is left out, and onto the other end up to this 40 mm distance, right? Yeah, so it's going to be a rectangular cutout for a width of 40 and up to this line. You can connect the lines to the already present edges. This width should be 40. And now give cutout from top surface to bottom surface. So here the next thing is that, just a second. After this, we'll go to select plane. We'll go to the plane which is there at the middle of this solid. Okay, why are we taking this? Is that we are now interested in drawing this particular portion. Yeah, right. Just a second. All right. Anyway. All right. So now we want to actually draw this inverted step-like structure. Overall width is 60. Then the next step width is 52. But for the first step, the height is totally 30. Sorry, first step is for a distance of 10, and then another 3 m. So we'll create the same portion, okay, from the middle, that is over here. You can see this dotted line, dashed lines over here. That is, there is some kind of material, okay, with certain thicknesses at different shape. So if you just look at it onto the other side, here we have this, okay, right? So this edges are nothing but what is there at, one is at 13 mm and the other one is at 10 mm. So the two edges, and that is going to be represented as uh, dashed lines since they are hidden in the front view. So if at all if it is required, we can draw it by continuous lines. This one, after we have tried to do it with using parallel lens. Yes, now this is at the center. Second. Now what we'll do is we'll go for cutout. Okay. And it should be extending on both the sides. Okay. Until it reaches both these surfaces. That is from one end of this hollow rectangular portion to the other end of the hollow rectangular portion. Okay. So we'll select this. Then we'll go to and select this plane from this particular surface. Okay. Go to cutout, select the drawing, accept it. Yeah, up to surface, up to the required surfaces. Let's see. Okay. Next we'll go for a diameter of 20 mm to be taken up, because you can see here in the side view a hole, through hole is to be made. Here also in the front we have dotted lines whose diameter is going to be 20 mm, and the center is going to be at a height of 30 mm from the base. So we'll select this cylindrical surface. Now we'll draw a circle for 20 mm diameter and give a hole up to the other ends. Okay, because a hole is to be made up to this rectangular portion, and onto the other side of the machine wise body. Again, there is also a hole, but of a different diameter, whose diameter is given here in the top view, diameter of 12 mm. So now we'll go to countersink. Okay, because why are we taking this here? In the front view, there's a countersink hole that has to be made from the machine wise. Okay, and whose things are given as it's a diameter of 3 mm. Okay, that is why the countersink diameter is 3 mm over here. Is exactly at the center of this. So first click it, okay, and then go to dimensions, okay, so that we can align it to the required extent. Okay, we can place the center of the hole at the required place. All these dimensions are not just chosen by us, it is as per the drawing. So this 20 mm, okay, it will be there here in the top view. So from this starting from the right hand side end to the axis of the hole, oil hole, it is at a distance of 20 mm. So I'll go to hole options. Countersink hole. There's going to be a oil hole over here also onto the other end with the same parameters. Should be exactly at the center of the width. Okay, so now the body is almost done. We'll have to draw this particular portion, which is like a wing, to look from the top view. Okay, which is for a total of like a trapezium shape. On one side it is for 120, the other side it's around 40 mm with some radius and other things over here. Okay, right, that is the first thing. Then how does this look? So in the front view, you can see a dark continuous line over here. Yes, this is what indicates this particular wing-like um, shape that we can see here. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So we'll go to the bottom, the surface. So from here, what have they given? This overall distance is 180. Okay, that means from the center it's at a distance of 90 mm, right? So that is where we have offset this vertical line by a distance of 90 mm. And this distance by overall distance over here was 120, so 60 mm. These steps may look a little bit difficult, but actually, once you compare it with the drawing and get it, when you're able to understand, it's very easy. So, yes, so just carefully look at the trimmings that we do to get the final shape. So draw a tangent from the circle to the intersection of the two lines over there. So one half is almost done. We'll do the same thing onto the other side also. Yes. Now remove all the unwanted lines, trim it off. Now the thickness of this is going to be thickness. So you can see here one thickness over here in the front view from the baseline to the continuous dark line that we can see here in the middle is for 20, and at the center of the front view we can see it is at a distance of 23. Okay, so protrude this to a distance of 20. Above this flat surface, go for another protrusion of 3 mm. We'll offset this U shape, okay, and put it by a distance of 5 mm, and it will be for a thickness of another 3 mm. Right? So now you can copy all these solid parts operations that we have done and paste it onto the other side instead of reconstructing it once again. right? So this is how we copy paste it. Yes. There's going to be a threaded hole of 6 mm diameter. Yeah. Yes, these two holes are meant to screw the jaw with the jaw cover plate. Okay. Right, so the body is done. You can save this with all the details. Yes. Yes, any doubts? Okay. Now we'll go to the next part, okay, which is part number 2, which is the mobile jaw, okay, which is over here. So the mobile jaw part number 2 is given up over here, okay. So here they're given is the uh, one is the side view that we can see here, okay, and the other one over here, the other way, it's actually the bottom view, okay, where at the bottom we have two holes which is at a distance of 24. The diameter of each of these holes is for 5 mm with a deep, with a depth of 13 mm. Okay, and it's also going to be threaded by M6. Okay, and in the front view, yes, there's the different shape. Bottom is a rectangle, top one is almost a rectangle with some fillets that has been given. Okay, yes. So now what is this actually? Here, the sorry, front view, top view, and side view is over here. So from the side view, you can see here it looks like a T shape. Okay, right. So the overall distance of the length of the jaw is 100 mm. Distance between the two holes is 60 mm. And here at the bottom, we have a threaded hole of diameter 20. Okay. Okay, we'll select a sketching plane, take the horizontal one. So here the distance is 50. Okay. Okay, these two holes should be at a distance of 24 mm. So we'll do the countersink hole for this and fill the details. Yes. So the next part is going to be the jaw grip, okay, which is part number 3. Okay, so where is part number 3? Yes, we have it here. Okay, so it's a rectangular piece of 100 by height of 28. Okay, whose thickness is 8 mm. You can see at the front end, side view is given. Okay, and there's a two holes of uh, the countersink hole of 12 mm diameter. You can see here in the side view. Okay, and placed apart at the distance of 60 mm. Okay, right. So we see this. Uh, so first thing is to create a rectangle. The side should be 28. Return back of a protrusion for a distance of 8 mm. So now for this we have to do a countersink hole. What's the diameter? The diameter for this countersink hole. Here they given just 12 diameter. Okay, and at an angle of 90 degrees. Place this hole on one flat end of the rectangular surface of the jaw. And these two holes should be placed at height of 12.5. Yes. Right. So now see part number 4, which is screw M6. Okay. So what is the screw M6? Part number 4. Yeah. So here we have it's a screw. Okay. The overall length from including its head is 16 mm. Okay. Diameter of 12 mm is the head diameter. So we'll prepare this. Screw M6. So we'll go to sketch, select a plane, draw a line. It's going to be a cylindrical kind of portion, so we'll go for revolved protrusion. This distance will be 16 mm. So one end, the diameter is going to be 6 mm, so half of the 3. Here the other end, it's 12 mm diameter, so we'll give 6 over here. So what we're trying to do here is what is the thickness of this head is not given. Okay. Okay, it is good. It's about 3 mm. Okay, right. So out of 16 up to 3 mm. Then we'll connect it. Generally, screws will have a fillet. Okay, sorry, I mean a chamfer at the ends where the threaded portion starts. Okay. Now go for revolve protrusion from sketch. Accept it. That's going to be the center of rotation and give 360 degrees. Right? Yes. Now to this, if you look at the drawing carefully, there's a cutout over here on the head, okay, which is actually a place to where this screwdriver is going to be come in contact, which is for a depth for a width of 1.6 mm, depth of 1.9 mm. Okay, so that is what we'll be doing now. We'll draw a rectangle 1.6 mm throughout, passing throughout from one end of the circle to the other end. Now trim the unwanted lines or arcs. Now that will be cut out, for 1.9 mm depth. And a thread should be formed. We'll go to thread, okay, and we'll use the thread command. Yes, this part has been done now. Now we'll go to the next part number 5, which is the screw rod. Okay, so screw rod is over here onto the extreme right side. Okay, so now you look at this. Uh, at the head, it has got a diameter of 32. Overall distance from end to end is 250 plus 40. So the head itself is for 40 mm. Okay, and then we have a diameter for the remaining portion of 20 mm. Okay, and in that for 40 mm there is no threading. For the remaining portion, for the remaining 170 mm there is a threading. Okay, and then unto the other end of this rod there's a step of 18 mm and another step of uh, sorry, for distance of 18 mm and another step for distance of 22 mm. Okay, right, so we'll see this. Okay, screw rod, sketch, go to plane. So it's going to be all in diameter. So we'll draw, we'll try to make use of revolved protrusion. Okay, so we'll draw a line for 270 plus that 40 mm. So here the other end, the diameter is 12, sorry, 10, or distance up to 22. Then there's a small step for up to a distance of 18. Then from there onwards, it's going to be for a distance of, for a diameter of 20. Go to fillets, and here we'll chamfer it. So for this angle of 45, 1 mm by 1 mm, we set that distance. Now go for revolved protrusion. Yes, we have to thread the required portions. At one end it's going to be M10, and here it's going to be only up to a finite value, up to 170. Okay, here because we want to thread from here till here for a distance of 170, but not about 40 mm from the head. Okay, so type will be M20 because this diameter of the rod over here is 20 mm. Threading is done. Okay, now we have to make a hole onto this head of the screw rod. Okay, right, there is a hole that is to be made. Okay, whose diameter is going to be uh, second, 10. We'll draw a circle of diameter 10 mm. And from here it has to be exactly half of this 40 mm distance. So 20. Then back, go to cutout, extend to both sides. Okay. Now take the other plane, do the same procedure. Right. Yes, the part has been done. You can save the part. Okay, so yes, we'll see the mobile jaw that is over here. We have not done that actually. That's another important part. Right. So actually, what is here? If you look at this mobile jaw, they're given the bottom view because there are two holes over here, and the front and side view is given over here. So in the front view, you can see it's like a T shape. Okay. Uh, the T width is 100. There are two holes at a distance of 60. Okay. And it is placed at height of 15.5 from the uh, this top rectangular portion. In the bottom, there's going to be a hole at a distance of 27 with a diameter of 20 mm. Okay, and when you look at the sides, there's a different shape. Totally, it has got 2045 plus 28 is the overall height. Okay, it's just got a different shape over here. So we'll do this. Okay. So what we are trying to do here is that we are only first trying to draw only this top portion here from the side view, okay, which is for a distance of 50 mm, okay, here for a height of 10 mm, then a radius of 3, and again a radius of 10, and so on. Okay, so only this particular shape we have done till now, okay. Next, go to protrusion for a distance of 100 mm on both the sides. go to the idea of this. We'll draw the lower portion. Okay, that is this particular portion here that we can see here in the front view. Okay, we'll draw that. So overall length is 45, and from this front view we can see there's a hole of 20 mm diameter. We'll draw that. This distance will be for 40. Here this one will be for a height of 45. Go to protrusion up to a distance of 50 mm. I will go to hole, threaded hole with 20 mm diameter from 20. Here at the center, it should be at a height of 27. Okay. Again threaded hole, 6 mm diameter. Hole depth should be 13 mm. Okay. And this is given up over here. Here, two holes of diameter 5, deep 13 mm, and a trap of M6. That is these two holes over here. 5 mm diameter, 13 mm deep. Okay. And these two are placed at a distance of 60 mm, and from the baseline it is for a distance of 15.5. So here from 30 mm, 30 mm. So totally two. Both the holes should be at a distance of 60 mm from each other. Okay. Yes. So I'll go to the bottom. So if you look at this at the bottom, here there are two holes of diameter 5. Again the same thing, 13 mm deep, M6 is the tap. Okay, so we'll go to threaded hole, diameter 5 mm, 6 mm. Okay, 13 mm is the hole depth. Place those two holes as per the given dimensions. Okay. So this is the mobile jaw. Okay. It's almost all the major parts has been done. The left out things are the nut and a washer. Okay, that has to be made. Okay, right. Two nuts are there. One is the lock nut and the other one nut. M10 nut is there, and there's a washer that has to be done, right? So nut we have already seen how to do it in Plummer block. Okay, right. Okay. Yes, answer attendance. Madhu. Madhu is not there. All right. Mane Paniraj, he is also not there. Maushin. Maushin is not there. Naman Shivananda. No. Yes. Shrikant.
Yes, sir, I was there, sir.
Okay. Yes. Pawan Kalyan not there. Parthasarthi.
Present, sir.
Yes. Rahul Rathod.
Present, sir.
Rajat M. Patel.
Present, sir.
Okay. Reni Sibi is not there. Rohan is not there. Shreyas S.
Present, sir.
Okay. Yes. Then Shashank.
Yes, sir. Present,
Shashank
sir.
is not
Shashank.
there. Shashank. Okay. Shashank.
Yes, sir.
Not Shashank, yes. Roll number 36.
Oh, sorry.
Sai
Sorry,
Lakshmi
sir. Sorry,
Shashank
sir.
Vadrasi. No problem. No. Samarth. Samarth is not there. Sayam Govardhan. Sayantan Banerjee.
Sir, I'm present.
Okay. Shashank KS is present. All
Yes,
right.
sir, 39
Shashank
present.
MV. Yeah. Okay. Shashank MV. Not there. Shivkumar Patel is also not there. Sri Harsha Prasad.
Sir, present, sir.
Okay. Yes. Subhankat Singh. Not there. All right. Okay. So, yes, practice these drawings. Okay. Practice these parts. Screw jack, plumber block. All these assemblies you have to practice continuously again and again. You have to get used to it so that you attain that speed. Okay. So please practice that. Okay. We'll continue in the next class. Right.